It is time once again, ladies and gentlemen, for the worst match ever. And I tell you what, this time we just might have found it. Donald Trump versus Rosie O'Donnell from January 8th, Monday Night Raw. Now, load up your Peacock, load up WWE Network. What you need to do is get to that episode of Raw and get to, well, the timestamp, which will be on the bottom of your screen right now, which will be 36 minutes and 10 seconds time. When that hits that beneath my chin, that's when we'll press play for you, and we'll be going through this, well, I'll say classic match, this dreadful atrocity that was put to us on Monday Night Raw. And quick disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the real Donald Trump. It's not the real Rosie O'Donnell. That is not anything that legitimately happened. It is cosplay, let's say, something that Vince McMahon put together. Obviously, there was a bit of a feud, I think, in real life going on at the time between Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie was a part of The View. Donald Trump, of course, in Trump Towers and doing all his stuff at the time, pre-US president days as well. It's basically the feud started because he decided to give one of his employees a second chance. The sourcing, by the way, for this is CNN Politics, by the way, so I think it's a pretty credible source. The person's name was Tara, and she had been revelations of drug use, underage drinking, sexual activities, and was co-owner of Miss USA pageant as well, which raised some eyebrows. And of course, Donald Trump decided to give her a second chance. Rosie O'Donnell then was not a fan of that. She was part of The View at the time, saying that she didn't enjoy Trump, and pretty much went on to say that he's not a self-made man, a snake oil salesman on a little house on the prairie. She also goes on to say as well that he has sort of ruined his marriages, left his first wife, had an affair, had kids both times, and had the moral compass of 20-year-olds in America. He then went to say that was false, fake information, and that you can't make statements like that, and he could sue her for making those false statements as well. So that was pretty much the gist of it there, and then that led to, I suppose, Vince McMahon thinking, hey, we can make some money off of this. People were actually legitimately cheering for the idea that this match was supposedly going to happen. There were some backstage segments with Rosie O'Donnell, which, let's be fair, is not the real thing. She's eating cake before this match even takes place. So yeah, just to give a bit of a gist of what we're going to do before we do our countdown, this is what we're dealing with. That is clearly not Donald Trump. That is clearly not Rosie O'Donnell. Get yourselves ready for the Peacock then. 36 minutes and 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play, and here is Vince McMahon's music. The good news for those that are probably not going to enjoy this, it's not the longest one ever in the world, but seriously, we've done some bad matches already in this series. Undertaker versus Goldberg from Saudi Arabia. We've also done Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie from SummerSlam 2021. So feel free to get involved with your thoughts if you're watching in the comments or on delay as well. And we'd like to know your theory of the worst match ever. NXSteve is in a hot seat next to me. I feel I've been talking for quite a while. NXSteve, welcome to the video. How excited are you to see this match?
Is it really a hot seat at this point when you're torturing me with this crap? Like, honestly, this is hot garbage, and I'm so glad this was probably, like, I honestly don't remember this. I think I would remember it if I'd have seen it before, so this is probably brand new to me, so this is going to be a genuine, honest first impression of this, and I'm just so... at what point do you sit there and go, like, the amount of people that must have said to Vince, this isn't a good idea, don't do this. This is going to absolutely suck. And he went, no, it'll be great. It'll be funny.
Yeah, and there we go. We've even got her on the Titantron there.
Rosie O'Donnell's mugshot, Jesus. This is what I mean. Surely she could have done him for, like, do you know what I mean? Whatever they love doing over there, where it's defamation of character. There we go. That's the one I was looking for.
Absolutely, certainly some some infringements there. You could suggest, but yeah, coming down. She doesn't seem very happy. So far.
Do we know who played Rosie O'Donnell with Donald Trump? By the way,
that's actually something we could look up whilst now. I've done a lot of research for this, but I didn't research who is underneath the cosplays.
I'll have a quick look while you're talking.
Fantastic.
I'll have a look while you're doing it.
Rosie O'Donnell has just been introduced into the ring. I guess for WWE Network purposes, because in the UK we still have the network. For those on Peacock, it's just Rosie versus the Donald. So obviously we have Rosie in the ring right now. Vince McMahon is doing the introductions. And funnily enough, we're going to have Donald coming in a minute. But this actually isn't too long before the real Donald Trump actually gets involved with WWE, because he obviously comes in for the Battle of the Billionaires. So you could argue slightly that this is the starting point for that feud for WrestleMania 23. It probably isn't, but you could perhaps, if you really want to go on the stretch, it could be that slight moment. But here is Donald Trump's Titantron playing. Fan hold up, you're fired. And probably the worst cosplay you've ever seen. We've just had Halloween. There are costumes out there that are probably much better of Donald Trump than this looking thing here, I can tell you.
I thought it was Val Venus to start with. It almost gave that impression. Apparently, the Rosie O'Donnell is introduced as a left-leaning lesbian in this. So, you know, that's always... Charming. 2007 is a special time.
It's a time that's probably not remembered so fondly in 2024. No.
I honestly can't see or find who these people are supposed to be. Let me just... like, the internet is letting me down. Mind you, that won't be the first time.
No, absolutely not. It certainly looks like Vic Joseph, to be fair. If you look at get a good close up of him there.
Nah, it's not. But it kind of does. I know what you mean.
And the referee is coming in. It feels like a big fight feel, ladies and gentlemen, there, where they're smack talk in the middle of the ring. Refs explaining the rules. Do you have as you said, you've not seen this. Do you have a prediction of who's walking away with the dub?
Donald Trump, I would have guessed. Like, and I'm basing that off of, like, obviously everything I do know, that obviously Linda McMahon was wasn't she part of Trump's presidential organization or whatever as well? And yes. Yeah, I've got a feeling that Trump wins this one.
Absolutely. Well, if you're just joining us, then follow Under My Chin. It is Raw 2007, January 8th, and you can follow the action out as the bell rings, ladies and gentlemen. This is the moment. We're going to call the action.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Rosie O'Donnell's already constipated, apparently.
Well, she did eat cake backstage before this match started, so some wrestlers need a breather on the floor. There is that cake. It's not the full cake. Vince wanted a taste of that cake. He wasn't allowed it.
Oh
dear.
I'm watching this, dude. This is horrific.
You wanted the worst match ever when you started this series, and you've put a challenge in my lap. So I went, here we go.
I don't like watching people eat. I don't even like watching myself eat at the best part. And I'm going to watch someone eat cake is like, what?
You're not going to like the Survivor Series worst match ever than I've picked out. I can tell you for free. Donald Trump's just pointing the finger. There's no action so far, ladies and gentlemen. This is maybe the reason why it is the worst match ever, because they're not doing a lot. Donald's actually making himself rather popular with Rosie. I think he was passing a compliment or two.
He kind of looks like Ilya Dragunov. Rosie O'Donnell powerhouse in Donald Trump there, throwing him straight to the mat.
Absolutely.
This is ridiculous.
I don't know who thought this was a good idea.
Vince did, clearly.
Absolutely. This is one of those matches, if you're watching along with us, that if you don't laugh, you cry. So we're going to choose to laugh during this video. I think it's probably the best way to go with it. Here we go. They're going to lock up once again.
I think this is the whole point, is it's meant to be funny.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not funny. It's not funny because it's funny. It's funny because it's bad. Rosie O'Donnell just powerhouse in Donald Trump at the minute.
Do you reckon he might hulk up? Yes, he's hulking. Look at the jacket's off.
Oh, here we go. He's trumping up.
He's checking on that hair.
You can see he's got a completely different hair color underneath. It's not even like they've got a guy who's got the same colored hair.
It's not a case of, will the real Slim Shady please stand up, is it?
Oh. This is just... Oh, my God. Oh, Donald Trump was solid headlock there.
This is yeah. Maybe it might turn to Catcher's Cat Can. Who knows?
These have got to be some proper indie wrestlers. Like, Rosie O'Donnell was hitting shoulder blocks. Like, she's got to be a legitimate wrestler.
Well, I mean, he's taking the bumps as well. I mean, they're not doing it very well, obviously, but
Trump running
I
the
was really
ropes. Rosie, he's another shoulder tackle.
yeah. For a second, I was expecting Ric Flair from the 2000s there, you know, with the suit on, just doing a random elbow drop in the middle of the ring.
Okay, right. So I found out who Rosie O'Donnell is. Rosie O'Donnell is being played by Kylie McLean, a former NWA Women's title holder.
There you go. Not from the glory days, but there's a Lou Fetch press being done there. Vince looks like he's enjoying it.
Vince is in shock. Oh, a great head throwback. Is this at the time when they're still like... This feels like it's being booked like in today's intergender matches where the women get all the offense in and the men don't do nothing.
It feels like we're not even hit the PG area here, but look, she's doing the whole comedy stuff. Yeah. Has anyone cheered in the fans? This is so silent.
The fact that there is like a Rosie O'Donnell sign, you can just tell that that's a plant.
Absolutely. Sid in House says that Vince versus Trump is up there with the worst match. The Battle of the Billionaires.
Yeah, but at least we got two wrestlers. Well, to be fair, one of these guys is definitely a wrestler.
In fairness.
Okay, so the Donald is being played by ROH Deep South and OVW development talent Ace Steel.
Really?
Ace Steel is playing Donald Trump.
That's hilarious.
That is a quiz question if ever you need to remember it.
Absolutely. You're going for the scoop slam.
Oh, no.
Not going to work.
Great. To be fair, you know what I mean? It's a good sell. It's like, I'm glad you got two wrestlers and not just two random people that can't wrestle.
Fairness, it's still a really dog shit match. That's the worst splash I've ever seen.
That's actually a complete dog shit of a splash.
It's either a splash or attempt at the worm, and neither pulled off.
Nah.
Donald's got the cake.
Is he going to smack that straight in her face?
It feels like it. It feels like it. Here we go.
Oh!
Straight in the face.
Oh, there's the commercial break. Oh, she's smearing it in to make it look worse. How can I make this look possibly worse? And in fact, that's going to be horrible to get out. Donald's going to the middle rope.
What's he going to go for?
Diving headbutt.
Inspired by Bam Bam Bigelow. Here we go. Going for the pin. 2, 3.
It's over.
There's one person.
This was 10 minutes long.
I think that's included entrances and everything. Donald Trump with his hand raised.
Who'd have thunk it, eh? Donald Trump beats Rosie O'Donnell in a WWE ring.
It's absolutely dreadful.
Rosie's crying. Oh, no.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Later in the show, she is not happy.
Yeah, go on.
Vince looks like he's semi-happy. Well, there's the Donald, ladies and gentlemen, walking away with the W.
I mean, what else can you say, dude? It's not
bad. It's that we should be talking all the time. Should be dead air. It's a YouTube channel, but I'll tell you what, it's been dreadful. And it gets better, ladies and gentlemen. The great Carly versus John Cena. Poor crowd. Where is this show taking place? That's absolute
honestly hot garbage. Do you know the thing is, though? Aside from possibly the worst splash ever, it's not a bad match in terms of an intergender. In terms of an intergender match for that time, it's not a bad match. Like, we got some solid shoulder tackles from Rosie O'Donnell, right? We get a scoop slam attempt that's reversed into a splash. Like, they're all good movements for essentially two indie wrestlers. It's not like Like, I've seen women's wrestling that's done worse than that, where they like try running the ropes and barely even come back off it. Donald Ace still is running the ropes, man. It's not like it's bad. It's like the idea and the concept of it is, yes, it's terrible, but like, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I think the idea is the worst thing ever. Don't get me wrong. I think like it's just pure garbage. But the actual match itself is like it's a poorly constructed match at best, but it's not the worst thing ever, man.
I think it's a very poorly constructed match. I think it's poorly executed in a number of places as well. The headlock looks awful. The splash is terrible. Nothing looks believable.
But it's a proper. It's what I would expect to see on an indie wrestling show nowadays. It's like, if you want a comedy match, that's the kind of thing you're going to get on an indie show. And I think the thing is you remember 2007. How often you go to an indie show in 2007? Because I ain't going to any. So like in 2007, that's probably is the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. But like, dude, Orange Cassidy exists as a wrestler, a guy that just has no enthusiasm for wrestling. And like that character, don't get me wrong, I love Orange Cassidy, but like, it's not that bad, man. Like, yes, it's terrible, but it's not that bad.
Orange Cassidy can wrestle. That's the thing. He can actually deliver a good match.
I know he can. It's a great match with him and Hornswoggle. Like, I love it, man. It's about 8 minutes long, and it's the best thing I've seen in my life, where Orange Cassidy is honestly like trying to clothesline Hornswoggle, and Hornswoggle's like, I'm down here. It's like, it's funny as anything. And that's what I think this was supposed to be. Like, it is funny. And I think that's what it was supposed to be.
It is. It's funny. But for
I've
me,
I've seen wrestling matches that were meant to be serious that were worse.
I mean, obviously that's true as well. I will say that there were some. We've made heat, and we're going for legitimate matches, and we're going for a legitimate like reaction. This is not really going for that from the start at all. But
No.
so let's. You said it's not the worst thing you've ever seen. So how about we compare it to worst matches we have seen? We have seen The Undertaker versus Goldberg. We have seen Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie. Surely this one has to be the worst match ever at this current point.
Yeah, out of what we've seen, don't get me wrong, I know I can think of a match off the top of my head that's worse than this. This that we've watched so far is definitely the worst, but I know worse matches are out there. This for me is like a -1. If you're going to go with the star rating, it's a -1. Because like, they did what they were supposed to do. They delivered a comical piece, which was what it was supposed to be. Like, we've done Goldberg Taker, dude, concussion or whatever aside, that's why that goes wrong. You can kind of allow that one. Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss, yes, that is also equally a terrible match. This is obviously a really bad match for like what it is, but like it delivered what it was supposed to do.
I think that this one, yeah, I don't know if it's what Vince wanted or didn't want, but I can say what it is absolute. It's BS. I'm giving this -3. It's the worst match I've seen so far. I do think there might be a worse match out there. Do you know what? Actually, scrap that. -4. -4. It is up there.
He's bumped it up.
I'll bump it, yeah, because I'll tell you what, it's there or thereabouts. In worst matches I've ever seen, that's got to be in the top 10. But like you said, probably the saving grace to not get the full -5 is that I think it is supposed to be bad. Like you said, you've saved it slightly from what it could have been. But my goodness, what a terrible match. And do you know what? If you haven't seen the other matches that we've done, make sure to go and check those out. This series is going to be making a bit more of a regular return en route to Survivor Series. There's going to be a Survivor Series themed one. There might even be a War Games themed worst match ever, because there is such things that exist. But we have a couple of match suggestions as well. Head Cheese versus TNA, one of the worst matches. I believe that is. Would that be from WrestleMania 2000? Kai, you have to let me know for sure, but I believe it's from that show. And I tell you, David's not the only person to suggest this. Seth Rollins versus The Fiend, Hell in a Cell. I tell you what, that one is definitely on the list and will be coming to the channel very soon, because this one has had a few requests come in, so we will not let you down. That one will be entering the channel soon. But if you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button, share with a friend, and subscribe as well. And yeah, let us know your star rating for this match in the comments below. That is something you need to do. And if you're watching on delay, then right now on the playlist will be coming on the side of your screen, so make sure to hit that as well. Take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.